any other profession, post-COVID is a very challenging scenario to architecture, interior designing and a landscape profession that we are into. So as a designer, I believe we all have a biggest challenge to think innovatively and come up with a solution where we can safely use all the amenities which already exist and how smartly we make it happen. That is, without changing the architecture part of it, we definitely will have, it's a time to evolve and think that the process helps us to take care of our social distancing as well as the hygiene criteria. A house was been designed for only a residential or dwelling purpose has now become an institute. The children are studying and using it as the rooms which will be designed as their bedrooms have become now their classrooms. I believe that right from designing the campus or city designing to smallest of the personal projects, that all needs to be thought in a different way. And the multi-utility spaces is a need of time. That all the spaces, the offices where we thought of a 3 feet by or 4 feet by 2 feet is a standard table for a working standard, but they are not now appropriate considering the COVID scenario. The distances has to be 6 feet or 7 feet, or the density has to be low. So now, instead of designing, and as a country, I believe India does not have that luxury of space. We cannot afford to design the projects with these kind of standards which can double the built-up area, which is again not affordable by major infrastructural project or the offices. Hence, the amalgamation of digital intervention. That means how smartly you use, it's an optimum use of the space in the different time zones. Like instead of say using a space, an office of 5,000 square feet used by maybe 100 working staff needs to be reduced to now 50. So we need to think of occupying the same space into different time slots. I believe even the green designing concepts, the belief or the need of time for designing of a project connecting with the nature and making use of the green energies was prevailing in the country long back, and I believe it is now most relevant, as normally because of your lockdowns and the such social distancing scenario, you are restricted to your confined space for a longer period. Now, if all these spaces are designed or thought with the artificial energy or an introvert looking buildings, may it be an office or a residences or any commercial space, a person won't feel comfortable to work in that enclosed environment or to be in that detached with the nature for a longer period. So I believe all the commercial spaces or an office or a residency which are being thought and designed connecting with the nature and taking care of the considering the maximum use of green energy make a person comfortable. And in case of a longer period of lockdown, or you are in a situation where you are not allowed to travel or have any social activities we used to plan in past, in that case such spaces definitely make you comfortable. So with time we have learned that the design principles of green design works well. The climatic, the overall process of climatic design, the sun path, the wind directions, or even the building envelope which is designed with the green parameters and taking maximum use of the green energy makes sense, and it makes a building users friendly. At the same time, the energy which we use if we are using a green energy, it is the most comfortable proposition for a user. And even when we talk about the public utility buildings, that is the public toilets or the services like the parking areas, they were thought as the most comfortable layout for parking the two-wheelers or a four-wheelers. So I believe it's a time for all of us, the architects and the designers, to collaborate with the medical authorities. There's a different standard which has come into picture, and I believe it is quite it is the way we used to connect with the multiple services, that is a HVAC or for any project designing, the consultants like the HVAC, electrical, automation. Now there is another vertical which has come into existence, and that is the medical consultants. I believe even the architectural courses needs to be redesigned to take care of all these aspects when we are designing as an architect or an interior designer or an urban designer. And to initiate, I believe the consortium or the collaboration, communication with the doctor's client, we try to understand that how it is important to first of all to understand the parameters which can affect the spread of pandemic in terms of a society and an apartment or a private office or a residence, and all the parameters which can be considered to first of all the retrofit the existing usage of the places which are already there and we are all using it. So for a population like India, we need to understand, and in a big the major architects or the fraternity should initiate, the association should initiate such initiatives, and we try to make aware of all the designers and how best we try to facilitate our existing structures into this medical required, this pandemic friendly, I can say, the projects. And then definitely the upcoming new projects, we for sure have to take care of the aspects which will help us, not the recent COVID scenario, but maybe we have to be prepared for future where we may foresee similar issues related to medical aspects and can be considered and taken care for upcoming unseen such situation that we will be facing it.